What's happening, everyone? JayShockblast here, and check it out. Last week, I got to take part in a cool gameplay session with the folks at Other Ocean Interactive and Skybound Games. We got to play their new upcoming game, The Walking Dead Betrayal. Now, this game is based on the comics and is kind of a spin-off of their 2019 game Project Winter. And you can actually sign up now for a closed beta that starts tomorrow, August 10th, and runs through the 13th, with the game coming out later this year in early access. It's $20, and honestly, I really had a lot of fun playing this game, which I would compare to zombies in Among Us. Okay, we all love Among Us. Among Us was a very charming game, a very simple game that came out about survival and betrayal, and there's a lot of those vibes going on here with The Walking Dead Betrayal. There's 8 roles that you play. There's 2 of the 8 people that are there to sabotage and be the betrayal, if you will, in the name. And I really did not expect it to be as cool as it was. I'm not a big Walking Dead fan. I really never watched the show. I think I watched the famous episode where everybody gets their brain bashed in by Lucille. But you know, other than that, I've kind of watched from afar and respected it. So normally a game like this wouldn't appeal to me because I'm not a Walking Dead guy. Although I did remember loving those Telltale games. But when I had an opportunity, you know, I checked my email and they're like, "Hey, do you want to try this out?" I'm like, "Yeah, that sounds pretty cool. Let's do it." And I'm really glad I did. The devs seem very passionate. I really enjoyed, you know, being able to converse with them and play with them while we checked out the game. And like I said, very charming. You know, the art style is great for what it is, and I really could see this being a big hit. So we started off by creating our own character. I did have a couple of interview questions that I had asked that were asked for me, and they had some good answers, but unfortunately I didn't record the audio right. It's like an echo because it recorded the answers twice on top of each other. So I'm just going to kind of give you the answers to what I asked because, as you can see, you know, there's some interesting options to create your character, but for a lot of people, when they play a game like this based on The Walking Dead, they're going to want to play as Rick, or they're going to want to play as Michonne, you know? And the question I asked was, is that something that you're going to do? Are you going to have like skins, or are those actual characters going to come out in the game? And the answer was that, you know, you're going to have a little bit of everything, okay? If you want a full-blown Rick skin, you know, that's something that could be there. Or if you just want to wear Rick's hat, you know, that's something that might be an option too. So the answer is a little bit of everything, and that's great. I think a lot of people want to play as the characters they recognize in these situations, but I enjoyed creating my own character. But I'm not gonna lie, if you know, Michonne's swords were an option or something, why wouldn't you want that, right? And I'll talk about my other question I asked in a little bit. As you can see, there's some kind of random gameplay going on around us. The gist of what we're trying to do is we are trying to escape zombies, right? So we've got our little town in the middle of the map, and it's got some, you know, barriers to keep the zombies out. We've got a nice fence that we can open and close to get in and out, and the zombies are trying to get to us, and our cart is broken. So we need to go out into the world, and we need to find those parts and bring them back, fix the cart, and leave. So you think about Among Us, you're going around the ship, you're fixing everything so the ship can get to where it needs to go. And like Among Us, you've got some saboteurs that are out there trying to, you know, ruin it all and leave us dead with the zombies for whatever reason that they may have. There are different roles. I kind of mentioned that earlier. I think there's 8 different roles. I got to play as a bodyguard, where there was a specific player on our team that I had to watch out for, so I was kind of always with them. And I also played as a daredevil, And I want to actually read this. Causing mischief keeps you sane. You regain health when you place traps, like cow traps and bear traps. Be careful. Survivors might suspect you're a traitor if they get caught in your traps. So there was also that too. But there was a scavenger where they're able to kind of see things and get more useful parts from when they're searching for things. There was also one of the kind of roles where you're the bad guy, you're the betrayer, called bereaved. You lost a loved one to the walkers and want everyone to pay. Poison all other players to exact your revenge. You can poison food in other people's inventories and use poison on the stove to automatically poison the next cooked item. So those are just a little bit of a look at some of the things you can do in this game. So obviously we're going out into the land and we're finding all these parts and all these items, and there's all sorts of recipes where you can craft different weapons. You can actually cook food to give yourself health, and you have a limited amount that you can carry, but ultimately you're looking for these specific parts that you need, and there's maps, there's guides, and you need to work together to get there. There is a proximity chat, and unfortunately I did record all of that, and I didn't want to share anybody else's voice against their will, so that's why you don't have game audio. You just kind of have some background music here. I can't speak highly enough. For a $20 game, I feel like we judge those type of games a little differently than we do your full release $60 or $70 AAA title. Obviously this is a different style of art and a different style of game, and I think these are the type of charming indie type games that we all just grow to love. And I think of a lot of games like Among Us, I hate to keep mentioning Among Us, that really kind of just grew on their own, and I honestly just feel like because they have the power of Skybound behind them, and The Walking Dead as the franchise they can work with, there's so much potential here for just a game that really people love and will gain in popularity, just the same way we saw Among Us kind of rise up and everything. I think it'll actually even happen quicker for them because of the games that came before them, because they did have their Project Winter game, which already has a little bit of a fan base. And if you've played that game before, which I have not, it does seem like it's right in line with what they did with Project Winter. So this is just, I hope you're enjoying. I probably threw together some random stuff in the background, because I'll be honest, when you play with devs, this is not the first time I've ever been part of something like this where the devs are playing, where it's literally their life, and it's tough because they know what they're doing and you're jumping in trying to figure it all out. And it is what it is. I don't know that I did that well, but I enjoyed the process, and I think that really speaks volumes when you're not contributing properly, but you still enjoy learning. And I think I am absolutely interested in playing this game more, playing in this closed beta that they have, and waiting for that early access. So hopefully we can have a game night in the future for The Walking Dead Betrayal, and maybe I'll have Rick's hat on, I don't know. But all in all, just a fun survivor horror game where you can play with your friends and you can just enjoy it. These are the laid back type of games that I think really create memories in gaming, and I hope that you will check this out. I will have a link in the description to their Steam listing. Make sure you wish list and sign up quickly for the possibility to play in the closed beta once again from August 10th to August 13th. Thank you to Skybound Games and Other Ocean Interactive for spending some time with me and showing me their game. And I just really think that the people are going to like this a lot, especially if you're a Walking Dead fan. It was cool. We failed both missions. One thing I do want to point out, though, is my other question was whether or not there were going to be more maps, because the 2 games I played, I only played on 1 map, and apparently that was just random. There are other environments, which is great, because, hey, listen, if it was just 1 map the whole time, that's fine, but, like, I like to know that, the plan is to expand, and it does seem like that's the case. So in any event, The Walking Dead Betrayal, coming very, very soon. Make sure you check out their page on Steam, and I hope you guys enjoyed the video. We'll see ya.